Hello, everyone. Mackie here, and welcome to the probably the most important weekend of League. Basically, in this split, we are on the road to MSI in Daejeon, South Korea, and at the time of me recording this, there's only two teams that have already qualified for MSI. That is Team Stupid Wales, based on their domination in the LCP first and now second split, and also, by the way, they're into another LCP finals. Which, let's be honest, I got I got pretty much Team Stupid Wales on lockdown, and of course G2 Esports by virtue of coming from behind and actually breaking so many MQuay hearts and capturing their 11th LEC finals in a row, therefore in qualifying to another MSI. Now it's like, I think it's all back-to-back MSIs they have gone through. I mean, so I think the only time G2 did not make MSI was 2021, was the disaster 2021 split. But since then, they have been to every single MSI since then. So those are the two teams that have already into MSI. But by the end of this weekend, there will be, let's just call it a lots more. There is one, two, three, four, five. Five MSI slots are going to be locked in between the weekend of June 6th and June 7th. Yes, yes, 6, 7, you degenerate people. And I am going to give you a little bit of a quick breakdown. It's not going to be a big preview like, meta and, players' knowledge. It's going to be my quick preview on based on history, how the game has gone for both teams, those kind of stuff, and it will give me my indication of who will win this series. Which, by the way, you notice that we are in a busy timeline. Like, Stanley Cup is going on, NBA Finals is going on, the World Cup is just nearly away. So me trying to get League of Legends content or any content in any case during this busy time will be really, really hard for me. So you might gonna see less of me if you can, but at the same time, it's going to be like, once MSI will touch, I will try my best to do like, the same MSI breakdown, the what is it called, the mid-season madness that I did last year. But if I don't, and because of World Cup busyness and all kinds of stuff, and so many things that's going on with my family, I don't think I can have the mental fortitude to do that. Also, me stuck in with manga and anime stuff, that is also true. And TV shows. I forgot Criminal Minds is back. So it is going to be a rough couple of days for me, especially with the fact that summer is here. It is hot, it is sweaty, and you need to drink some water. My advice to everybody else within, like, watching this or pretty much in the heated state, drink some water and, quench yourself. Make sure you're not dying and all kind of stuff. Just, you know, and also keep your mental check. In these times, mental health is a pretty important thing, especially the last few days. So I'm not gonna get to that, but yeah, that is all I have to say about this. This is a really busy next couple of days for League in terms of putting all the pieces together to see which team is going to go to MSI. Now you notice, Akeem, that I put the percentages in there. Why? Because these percentages are coming from Polymarket's predictive market on who will win this series. And I know there'll be many people are screaming in my head, Akeem, you said you're not supposed to be partnering with Party Market or other prediction markets. Let me pause. I made a promise earlier this year that I will not be condoning any gambling nor any prediction markets. Okay, I've already made my stance. Even if Polymarket or Kelshi would come at me and tell you, "Hey, Master Mackey, we're gonna, sponsor your channel and make sure your channel grows and all about it." And I was like, I have like 89 subscribers. I'm not even David Shynock's number, to be honest. I'm not even close to David Shynock's number, to be honest. And you wanted to sponsor me? I'm sorry, but consider the news that Sheep Esports decided to sign in with Polymarket and just ruin their own ethical morality within journalism and all kinds of stuff, although their journalism is kind of fake these days. I'm not crossing that line. I said if I were to take that thing, I will be stupid and I will not do that. Okay, this channel, as small as it could be, and as minute as many of the people, it's free from gambling and all kinds of stuff. And as long as its content is talking about League of Legends without any kind of stuff, that is a promise I will keep. This, however, is a little caveat. I'm using the poly market, prediction market, to give me the percentages of how this whole thing goes. Think of this as their percentage of who will win this series. Now, and that is the most important thing. The percentage, they're giving me the percentage of who will win this series, and that is all. Nothing more, nothing less. So if Polymarket or Kelji wanted to sponsor me, I will say the two words from my favorite game show with Howie Mandel. No deal. No deal. And that is all. If you want to come, if you wanted to find someone to leash on and sponsor, be my guest. But I'm not for sale. And I'm not saying this to say that sports gambling is horrible. If that's their business, be my guest. It's the way the nature is right now within the esports economy, and and the desperation of so many people not being satisfied with what they have, and just like, we want more money, I want more money, I want this and that. What I Listen, even though I don't get 100 subscribers or get 1,000, I'm okay with the channel that it is right now. Niche, small, not much content you put in some of the time. But as long as I have a community, as long as I have subscribers, and as long as I can keep going, that is good enough for me. So, yeah. That is, I know it's the nature of the beast right now with esports, but I just want to keep it grounded. That's all I have to do. Now, for these win and in MSI editions for the 6th and 7th of June. The winners of these matches will go to MSI, albeit with the LCP. This is a little bit of a tricky one. But Cloud9 versus Lion, the market has Cloud9 winning at 57%. This is a rematch of the LCS lock-in split final, the lock-in final, and in which, like, everybody was expecting Cloud9 to win that series. I mean, everyone, including myself, was expected to win. And then Lion just blew them away. It started off the Cloud9 downfall from like fair to like the America's Cup, and it started off this incredible, brutal downfall of Cloud9. Now, Cloud9 has been picking themselves up, of course, with their MVP Vulcan doing absolutely well. APA is doing all the, I think it's APA. Yep, APA doing all the work. And I feel like right now, Cloud9 are slightly favored. Now, the reason why I feel Cloud9 is slightly favored is because, of course, Lion have this beast known as Inspired, who can just go to neutralize every single jungler within demand. That is Inspired in a nutshell. But also the rising of Saint. And I feel like Saint has been improving ever since that horrible Azir moment in First Stand. Which, let's be honest, Western Azirs, especially in the series between KC and Giant X with Jackie's, I don't know, man. Azir in the West is not my cup of tea these days. Not my cup of tea. And my feeling right now, it just feels like Cloud9 have been the best regular season team in the LCS for the last two splits. And they are going in as the clear favorite to probably not only win this matchup, but probably win LCS. However, after what happened to split one, I just was waiting for the Cloud9 collapse to happen. Now, of course, these two teams gone on two epic 5-game series, albeit you could say that FlyQuest is giving Cloud9 some really tough matchups and some really tough hands to play with, while Team Liquid and Lion just gave me the most. How do I say this? It's a fine series. It was a good series, of course, but Lion is just one of the most boring teams to ever watch in pretty much all the regions. Which, listen, in a region like the LCS, it's fine. But if this kind of playstyle is going after the Worlds, they're going to get absolutely clapped by like Genji or T1 or, of course, coming out now, even Live Esports in these cases. So, I believe that we have two Ts with the same amount of results that happened 2 weeks ago. And most of the people having Cloud9 winning it, including myself. I feel like Cloud9 is going to win this series. But the last time that happened, I feel like everybody was pitching Cloud9 to just dominate Lion. This time, it almost feels like Cloud9 winning, but with a little skepticism, of course, because of the players that Lion has, the history between these two teams in those first split finals, and the fact that Inspired Art is still, without a doubt, the best jungler in the league right now and can make Blabber looks absolutely look like his dog. The same way Wembiyama just make Chet Holmgren look like his dog. The point being is that I feel like Cloud9 can win this series, maybe 3-1, maybe 3-2. I think that's gonna be my pretty much big guess, but I feel like this is gonna be a really close series as many people predicted. I think so. Next up in the LEC, MCoy versus Carmine Corp. This is the rematch. Oh, sorry. MCoy versus Carmine Corp. Yeah, there you go. This is the rematch of this wildly epic Madrid homestand match. Now, in case many people are living under the rock and don't know, Kamento and Ibai was supposed to have like a show match. Unfortunately, there was some big egos talking, about these co-streamers with those big egos talking all that crap and saying they canceled the show match. And then of course they're talking that crap. It makes the match look really spicy. We got the famous I think Calist shushing him out, and then Jojo Pin saying the F word, of course. It was wild. It was everything that I want for the series. And even though the whole Ibai and Kamento being involved, it doesn't need Ibai and Kamento to be involved to make this match spicy. We know about Spain versus France, and consider what happened in France after they won the Champions League. It's way more passionate. Although you can say that the scenes in France is not as chaotic when it comes to esports as it is in sports. I mean, I'm just telling you, why does France always celebrate it when their team actually won? Like, if Arsenal would have won the Champions League, would it be like this? I don't know. Just a little thought question. But we know the history between these two teams. We know the rivalry between these two teams involving two countries, two co-streamers with big egos and all kinds of stuff, and it makes this match all the more fun. And now, with a best of five series with a shot to go to MSI, and oh, by the way, they and G2 are going to EWC in case many people don't know. So that's taking care of the EWC business. But this is added another stakes. This is adding to another chapter of this incredible rivalry. Now, the suckish thing is about this is going to take place in the LEC studio. Like, I wish it could be done in Paris or in in a place of Spain. Maybe a Bilbao will be perfect. Bilbao will be perfect. You don't have to go like the big country in big towns in Spain. You can go to Bilbao or something. But I digress. But I think scheduling being all of a whack and then the road shows, it is what it is. But the point being, you can feel the energy in this matchup. Like, you don't need to know anything about this matchup, knowing that we got Kamato on one side, Ibai on another. We got some really good players on one side. We got another good players on the other side. Road to MSI is on the line. And of course, a date with G2 for the grand finals. Although you can say that there's a part of me that feels like G2 are going to win LEC again, which is the most boring thing. But consider Common Corp just go full kill bill on this entire lower bracket right now. Destroying Vitality. Actually, destroy Navi. Destroy Giant X. They're on a run. While MCoy kind of like picking up the pieces of not only getting reverse swept by G2, but in the way they got reverse swept, in which they had like a goal lead, and then G2 made an incredible play, of course, to win the game. Like, thank goodness you get like 2 weeks to do all of that. Otherwise, you can say if you're an MCoy fan, you will never live it down. And that makes this matchup even more intriguing. That the winner of this series is going to go to MSI, and the loser is going to be absolutely flamed by their own by some of their fans. Like, it's going to be a mess in Reddit, in Twitter, in every space. But beyond the toxicity with the fandom and all kinds of stuff, and I do not want that in esports. But beyond that, this is a fun series. I don't even need to talk about any more about this series. No point analyzing this. No point talking about this with metas and all kind of stuff. This is gonna go 5 series. I wish this will go 5 games. I'm picking Common Corp to win because of the momentum and all kind of stuff. But I just want a 5 game series to be fun. I just want 5 games, please. Just that's all I want. And then G2, whatever. But 5 games between MCoy and KC would be my greatest wish. Okay, next up is Top Esports versus Team WWE. Like you're asking yourself, wait, how did Team WWE in this? How? Well, my friends, let's just look at the bracket to see how the hell is Top Esports still in it. So, if you notice, by the way, we got the LPL spring bracket, and by the way, at the time of recording, BLG would take on EWG. And if you wanted to notice why they're in the losers bracket, for Christ's sakes, this is why. Team WWE beat Team WWE beat BLG. Like I did not have that in my bingo card at all. Like consider like look at the rest of the series like JDG just beat Thunderdog, Top Esports just sweep LGD, anyone's legend beat ADG, and I was thinking, okay, BLG can easily beat Team WWE. The fact that Team WWE actually beat them, and you can say that you like the last 2 games were kind of like unlucky to BLG and feel like how they would have closed out quickly, they could have won this series in their favor. So it almost had that feeling of Team WWE capitalizing on bad late game, which is BLG's moniker, of course, and they did that. The question is that if they were to face up again, would things be different? And I said, yeah, no, things would be different. Things would be absolutely different. But I will tell you one: BLG are going to be going in the most angriest way possible. In fact, the weirdest thing about it is that if BLG were to beat EDG, either BLG or JDG is not going to make it to MSI. Wow, I did not have this in my bingo card, but here we are, I guess. So so focus on the top matchup is Top Esports, pun intended, against Team WWE. The winner will go to the grand finals and go to MSI. Now the market have them 68% for Top Esports, which is pretty much on par with this series. Although you can say that Team WWE did beat Top Esports, I believe last split. Let me just see. Hang on. Hang on. I think they beat them last split. Let me just go down there. Okay, so you know what? I'll pause the video and I will find out Top Esports versus WE, and I feel like Team WE has beaten Top Esports. Let's just second of all, let me just do my research. Let me just do my research. Let's see. And yeah, I'm gonna do AI for this. I'm sorry. I apologize to all you people. I'm using AI for this. I'm sorry. Okay. So yeah. Um yeah, so this is a rematch from 20 so this is a rematch from the 2026 winter split. And I believe that this was TES losing to Team WE. Now let me just see if I can lower down the bracket. Oh no. Um no. No. Okay. So Top Esports did it. I think there was one series in which Team WWE beat them, but you know what? Whatever. I don't want to waste any time. So Team WWE are one series away from being from a team that has a one win the entire regular season to being an MSI. It is wild. It is absolutely wild that we're witnessing right now. I can understand why the prediction is giving them a 32% chance to win it because Top Esports are looking like a machine right now. Although this is Top Esports in LPL, not Top Esports in the League of Legends. And it will be the most Dormatican way for Top Esports. I said the Top Esports are the doormats of League of Legends. This will be funny if Team WWE beat Top Esports. esports. It would be the shocker of all shockers. Like Team WWE would have beaten BLG, AL, and then Top Esports. Three teams that have international experience in the last several years. Like that, it's so wild. So wild. Now, do I believe it's going to happen? I don't think so. I think this is where the Cinderella is going to end. I think they're probably going to lose to Top Esports and then probably going to lose to either BLG or JDG or anyone's legend if they wanted to have some smoke. And then that will be like where the Cinderella run will end. We all know how Cinderella runs will go. Got a magical journey. People are going to be talking about it. Oh my God, they're about to pull it off. And then they fell off completely. That's what I feel like this Cinderella story is gonna come in. There's gonna be a magical ride, all kind of stuff, and then it fell off completely. And I think that's gonna happen. I feel like Top Esports is just way too good to Team WE, and I think they'll beat them. Maybe 3-1, 3-0. That's gonna be my jazz. But if Team WE pull this off, my God, my God. By the way, this is Team WE's best results since 2021. All that being said, this is already a successful season, even in the eyes of many doubters, including Team WE's fans themselves. It's going to be wild, of course. Now, this is going to be a tricky one. The LCP is going to be a tricky one. NVK versus GAM Esports. GAM Esports is predicted to be winning at 62%. The winner of that series will take on against DCG, or Deep Cross Gaming, in the LCP. And the winner of that series will go on to go to MSI because Team Secret Wells are already in the finals, and of course their domination in the split one and their accumulated championship points have them enough to qualify for the midseason invitation. So Top East TSW have that thing locked no matter what. Although winning the finals will lock their one seed, but I digress. This is a massive, massive weekend. Figure out which three teams are good enough. Now, I know GAM is like 62% because like everybody's looking at the name, the legendary GAM team, but this is not the GAM team from like 5 or 6 years ago. Okay, MVK are looking like one of the sneaky good teams, of course. And of course, Deep Cross Gaming is also good as well. So if GAM can manage to beat MVK and DCG and go back to MSI, even without Levi, mind you, that's an achievement, of course. And I get it, Akeem. You don't watch LCP as much. Fine. All right. Put my hands up. I don't watch LCP that much. But I had that feeling of like MVK are looking like a solid team, of course, and so did DCG. So I didn't give in 62% because I feel like, GAM, our legendary team. Do I believe the numbers? Like I said, these prediction markets are acidine to me. They don't tell us the human side and all the stories. It's just prediction for the journalisms, I guess. It's the sad, sad world right now. Oh my goodness. Anyways, last series is Furia versus Loss. Furia is given 68% to win. The winner of this series will go on to MSI. And I wanted to show you this crazy, crazy, crazy screenshot that I took. This is Loss's lower bracket run. Look at this. To be Viva Kane Stars, who, by the way, won the LTA South last year. I can't believe I said those words. They won the South last year. Then to be Loud, who, by the way, were finalists in the last split, but they've fallen off completely for it. And then they played Fluxio WCFM, and then they beat Red Cannons. I think Red Cannons were going in as probably the favorites to win this tournament with Furia. Not only did Laws beat Red Cannons, they swept them. Absolutely swept them. Embarrassing them. And now they're in the finals against Furia, who, by the way, won the CB LOL Cup. And, of course, having a good performance in the America's Cup. And now slowly becoming one of the most dangerous teams in all of CB LOL. I feel like right now, if Furia wins, they might be one of the most dangerous teams in MSI. I know, the first stand did not do well for them, understandably, in front of the crowd. But, Furia is still the most dangerous team in CB LOL. I can tell you that much. But Loss, what a story this will be for Dudu, for the entire Loss team to come from the dead and actually have a loser's bracket run, similar to G2, of course. And by the way, I'm gonna make a scripted documentary about this losers bracket and MSI 2022. I know this is a little spoiler, but I haven't done scripted content in ever. I've normally done it like off the cuff, but I'm gonna try my best to talk about it and do it before MSI, of course, which is by the way taking place on the 28th of June. So I can try my best. I know I'm gonna navigate World Cup and all this kind of stuff, but I'm gonna try my best. And if I don't get it out there, I will be a dum dum. Just saying that. But this losers bracket run is an absolute unbelievable for even Lost fans. They're making this, as the Psychopathic Portal's videos shows, way too easy for them. Now the question is, does Lost finish the run and actually beat them? They may do it. They got the momentum, they got the belief. Everybody expecting Fury to win because of how they're done. But there's a tricky thing about these loser bracket and momentum. Is that momentum is a dangerous thing. It can go one way or it can go another. Right now, the momentum are pretty much a lost cell. They've been dominating every team. They've won, of course, in 5 game series in both of them, but they have won every single series from this point. And I will not be shocked if Lost can actually pull the upset and beat Furia. Would it happen based on the numbers? No. But it could be incredible if that happens to see Dodo making his international debut for Lost, and it's going to be absolutely fun. But I think Fury are just way too strong with Toots and Tattoo and all that kind of stuff. They're way too strong for me. They're way too strong. But I'll be wrong. I'll be watching the CB LOL finals. Yes, I already have my notifications and calendar. I will try my best to watch the finals and see how it goes. So that concludes this little bit of prediction and thoughts and all the kind of stuff related to the qualification matches for MSI, which is taking place on the weekend of the 6th and 7th of June. Anyways, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe for more League of Legends stuff. And I will see you all next time. I hope you have yourselves a wonderful week. And good luck, everyone.